Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21. It's career mode. We're on episode number 7. We're at the Oberösterreich Rundfahrt. Stage 2 of 4. It's a minor objective, so we're not going to be covering all of the stages. We're certainly not going to be covering too many of the kilometers on this one. We already had a difficult start. Choa went down in a crash about 30 kilometers ago, and in that crash, there was only one other rider with him, and I was going times 8 speed, so by the time I was able to smash the minus button, slow time down, and bring about a pause, Service, go ahead and help with that task. We need to regain contact with the main group. 21k to go. Wang and Low have no chance of winning the stage by themselves. The only 3 that actually really have any chance are Raylanu as our best climber, Aribe as our best sprinter, and one of the punchier riders in the field, and then Zervis as a good sprinter, but not somebody capable of doing much climbing. Anyway, Achoa was solo by the time I was able to bring about a quick pause, and as the guy had just left him behind and could not regain contact as they were already chasing down the Alright, so we've got Wang, we've got Zervis, we've got Navarra trying to help chase it down. This is not a full strength group, so I have 2 minor objectives back to back, and I split the team in half. I'm trying to give some of these guys some rest. I'm trying to get some of these guys a race day in. If we don't achieve these objectives, it's not a big deal. We have a very, very weak team, remember that, and when I go maximum effort with the best riders we have, we can just about pull off some results here and there, but we're definitely not where we need to be, and we're also now running out of chances. 5k to go, slight uphill. Raylanu's going to have to try to pull Aribe along. Low, he's got no energy left. He's not even at the front anymore anyway, and he just certainly doesn't have the ability to pull it back for us. So these guys have all just gotten dropped. Leave them be. Don't think I'm going to make anything happen. You can see we've left most of these guys behind already. There's only a few left. It's already over. Already over. 1k to go. Aribe, win your little minor sprint. There you go. Try next stage. Next stage is at least a sprint stage that's a little more suited to this team. On to stage 3, and we have just 26 kilometers left to go. We have one punchy climb that we've already hit a couple times. It's not that bad of a climb. It's a downhill finish, or at least we've hit it once before anyway. The downhill finish and Aribe with a +3 today. It would be a shame to lose this one, but of course, with Aribe's stamina resistance, it's always got to be just right to get him across the line first. So we'll see if we can pull that off today, but we are the favorites.
We're not giving it their all and sharing the pace.
Yeah, and the breakaway, I was starting to get worried about whether I was going to have to commit guys to bringing the breakaway back, but then the breakaway started to fall apart. They dropped one rider, and that really lowered their pace, and then we've started bringing them back pretty quick from there. Okay, Navarra, we are going to gel up from Navarra right now, and then I'm going to have him begin to slide forward here shortly. It's a downhill finish, so we actually want to get moving a little bit sooner. Navarra, let's get him. Okay, 13k to go. Let's go ahead and line up everybody now. Navarra's going to be out of energy, but at least he'll lead somebody. Okay, let's switch the order here. Get you there. Okay, Zervis. And Aribe, and Raylanu. Alright, here we go. 13k to go. Navarra pushing hard, but that's because he's got nothing left. We don't need everybody else to push hard.
That's the end of the breakaway. The pack gave them no chance.
Navarra has no energy left to actually get on. Okay, breakaway is done, and we've already got that nice strong position, and we come under the 10k banner, and then it's mostly downhill from here. So this is actually the kind of stage where you want to continually push. get out front, it's going to be really hard for anyone to come and overtake you. Now we've got somebody who's got a little bit left in the tank and could maybe break the toe of others. 51 left in the peloton, 7K left in the stage. And you can see how Ochoa, this is not hurting him. But poor downhill rating, so it's not like we can just ride away from all these guys. A little bit of a flat section that's going to set low up to take over. Already down to 3.5K and still downhill, so low start sprinting. Okay, Ray Lanu start sprinting. And now on to the actual sprinters. We're not in a terrible position here. Zervis is going to get a nice little through there, but where is Uribe as we go under 1K? Okay, now we'll get him going. Is this, whoa, where are we turning? It's a left-hander. That's good for us because Zervis is going to end up being the winner. Zervis claims his first victory. There you go. The lead out. He was in a better space. Ray Lanu hangs on for second. So the lead out riders, somebody cut off Uribe as we were cutting through, but they end up hanging on. Fortunately, positioning really mattering on this one. Left-hander at the finish. Uribe gets fourth as he came through a little bit late, a little bit off the pace. A little bit of a slow start for him on his sprint today. But we had enough, and we get the victory we needed. We also grabbed 7th place, so a 1-2-4-7. Great result for a team of our stature. But of course, this is a continental race. We're finally up against teams that are similar to us, and this is where we can stamp our foot down and let our presence be known. That takes care of this race. Let's go ahead and move up to the next objective. And we begin our quest for national championships. We open with the Moroccan National Championships containing 2 riders. Hooray us. We're going to get a podium finish. And it's only going to be a podium most likely because Chokri, as he sets off, is, well, what's the distance? 13K. So we're looking at more prologue than time trial. So a 63-61, and he's going to be, 62.5-ish. Somewhere thereabouts, which means probably full gas. Is that full gas? But Ayet El Abdia actually is not better. We have a chance. But is 93 a good effort? We've got to manage yellow bar primarily, and yeah, we're doing pretty well in that regard. Maybe a 92. It's actually uphill at the moment, so I think we can afford to take a little deficit. There's an uphill finish too. You gotta watch for that. We've got a chance to actually win a national championship here. He's picked as the favorite. I get number 1. We'll crest here soon, and that's going to be the bulk of the climbing behind us. If there was any pedaling left to do. There's that recovery now in check. Another little uphill.
He's got the best intermediate time.
Okay, we are good so far. He is 11 seconds down. Okay, we've got to save a little bit for that uphill finish. Ooh, that was a lot steeper than it looked like on the profile. Okay, another little arrow tuck. 1K to go. 99 all the way. No red bar left, so he can only go so fast, but he's 223 kilometers an hour. Will he get there? He's an okay-ish climber. He does. By 6 seconds, he hangs on. Hangs on by 6 seconds. There you go. Hey, we got a winner. El Mehdi Chokri, your Moroccan individual time trial champion. So he'll have a specialized jersey for that one now. Speaking of jersey, there's our first really good look at our jersey. I've never really shown that one off. And welcome to the Pilipinas Nacional, as in the Nationals of the Philippines, my wife's home nation. And we're looking at a field of 2. And guess what? I have 2 Filipinos on the team. So we've got Navarra, we've got Ochoa, and we're going to win regardless for this one. 21 kilometers. We're definitely not going to be able to go max effort. We've got a gentle uphill slope, a short downhill. You got a nice little downhill finish. We can definitely afford to take a bit of a deficit, and we will just have to try to manage these two guys. In terms of quality, let's see, 20K is going to be a little bit more time trial than prologue. And for that, we've got a 60-64, so that's a little under 62 for Ochoa. Navarra, I think it's clear who's going to win this one. Navarra is a better climber, but with the race day condition bonus for Ochoa, we're looking at an easy victory for him over his teammate. Okay, Navarra. Not too bad off, actually, so far after that first sector. But he is 24 seconds already behind Ochoa. And even though Ochoa is not pushing as hard as he could, or maybe even should. Speaking of, let's go ahead and up that effort. Now, Navarra is just about done climbing, though, after the beginning of Sector 3. It looks like we do have a slight uphill through there. But with that downhill section, and as long as that is towards the finish, thinking we might be okay. Ochoa definitely looks good. Okay, Navarra through the checkpoint, and Ochoa has extended the lead to 41 seconds. Navarra, I'm not sure he's going to make it. Let's back off some, save a little bit of energy here. There is the crest, but then you've got to have a little bit more for the finish. He makes it over the crest. Red bar fading. We'll get that last little push. No, straight over the line. Ochoa, 1 minute, 3 seconds ahead of his teammate. And hey, we get two guys on the podium. This is one of the wonderful things. Okay, I have a crazy scenario that is both good and bad for us when you think about it, especially while we're down in Continental level. When we get to World Tour level, it's not going to matter as much. But I have a lack of available riders in the pool, so we have this extra challenge. But one thing going for us is we have all of these guys from these small nations that are guaranteed to get top 10s, top 5s, podiums, wins in national championships. The sponsor is going to love this. So we're going to go from a medium view, and by tomorrow, it's possible we could be at a 100% evaluation. We'll see if that's the case, but we're going to have a whole bunch of national championship jerseys all of a sudden. For a long time, we've had a 100% evaluation on results. Registered riders and squad have always been low evaluations, and the combination of those three things led to moderate sponsor confidence. But noteworthy results are a way to push beyond, and we've had 4 noteworthy results: a top 3, a top 5, a top 25, and a points classification victory. But all of those 4 were worth just a single plus each. Overall, it only slightly boosted our sponsor confidence. And then came a couple days ago where we had the individual time trials, and we took first in China and Hong Kong, a top 10 in Japan, a top 3 in Lithuania. We won Malaysia, Mexico, Moldova, Morocco, Philippines, and Rwanda. Triple pluses on the wins. Double pluses on the podium. A single plus on the top 10. And as I suggested, 100% sponsor confidence now. That's awesome. Most of the road races are going to be the same thing. These first places, outside of a couple of those, it was one-man shows. The podium was a two-man show. The Japanese one was the only one that had about 13, 14 guys. And as a week time trialist, Uribe took, I don't know, maybe 7th. The road races, similar story. One downside is a race just started. I had to send 5 guys to that. Sucks for them that they don't get to compete in their national championship and wear the jersey for literally being the only guy there. We'll get quite a few additional wins. Anyway, there's nothing to see in those except maybe one, but I haven't seen what the profile looks like yet. We're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up at this point. Uribe is not going to have his Japanese national champions jersey for next season. Whether or not we get him re-signed is going to depend on how much money he asks for, but we'll certainly try. Initially, the percentages suggested we will get him back, but I'm not sure he's leveling up interest at the same rate that he was at the start, because twice the amount of points has evolved, and I think it looks like the amount we're getting each dossier period is dropped subsequently. Normally it's static, it stays the same, but now it's changing. We've also seen our first level up of Samuel Mugisha. Mugisha is our one high potential rider that we have. Low quality, but now at 67 overall, he's almost tolerable. 68 mountain rating, 64 in the hills. He's at 67 on the downhill. Resistance has now exceeded 60, though that's still very low. Recovery at 67. So he's not good yet. He's not going to be competitive, but a few more levels, and he just might start being able to do something, especially at Continental level, which I anticipate we will be at for next season. The last thing we're going to take a look at here, or let's say next to last thing, is now that we've just smashed the confidence for the season thanks to all these gimmies at the national championship level, Super Success will bring us 85,000, so nearly 20,000 more than what we're at right now. So 85,000 is the budget for next season. That's a significant jump, and most of the riders are going to be making 2,500. We've got room to sign quite a few guys, and a lot of the guys we're going to sign, the high potential young riders, are going to be at 2,500. So that's going to give us a little more money to throw around to go after a few better riders. The only problem, and it's going to be a big problem for this season, is we're a team with a low reputation. Reputation is built by getting results. Results are built by getting a few good riders. But in order to sign good riders, you have to have a reputation. Slippery slope. Starting as a custom team low with no reputation, it's going to take a little time to build that up. It's going to take more than one season for that to happen. So that means right now we have a difficulty signing riders, and that means dossier points are through the roof on good riders. So even though there are some decent riders already available to us, we won't be able to sign most of those. Throwing money at the ones that we can won't be an issue, though. Not that I want to sign some terrible contracts, but we'll definitely bring Uribe back. That's a given. I don't expect him to demand a ton of money as a 72 overall. It might end up costing us 6, 8, 10, 12,000, but that's not a big deal when we have 85,000 to play with, and almost the entire team is going to be making 2,500 next year each. You add that up, and we're looking at maybe 40,000 in those guys, and that leaves 45,000 left. So if Uribe's asking for 10, that's still 35,000 to play with to get after one or two more decent riders and get a little stronger for next year. Having Uribe plus a couple Uribe-like guys of different disciplines, that's going to give us a little more diversity to grab some points for next season. I don't believe national championships award points. I'm not sure, but I don't believe they do. We have 765 points as a team, though, so we're 10th in the Continental rankings. That's pretty dang good, all things considered. I mean, we're right behind Beat Cycling and Droni. I mean, those are good teams. Super Prestige, likewise, is in a similar place, 29th overall, 798 points. That is a pretty dang good start to our career just into July. Dossier's almost done. Signing period right around the corner. We're going to be opening up with that next time. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.